Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss Nigel Farage's new grift as he plays the role of consumer champion in setting up a website designed to let people demand information from banks who have denied them services. Now, given that Farage has no interest in being a consumer champion, he has consistently argued for the diluting of consumer rights after all. What could his angle be? But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, please subscribe to the channel. So Grifter Day continues, Grifter number 3. This is the arch grifter, the grifter extraordinaire. Nigel Farage claims that he wants to help people who have been, as he describes it, debanked. Now, I am finding it difficult to know exactly what that term means because he's made it up. I suspect this is by design. There's an implication it means being denied banking services, as he claims to have suffered. But the problem is he hasn't been denied banking services. He was told that he couldn't have his Millionaires Club account because there isn't enough money invested in the account. He was offered more run-of-the-mill banking services. They didn't say, we want nothing to do with you. They said, well, you could have a NatWest account. This is the same banking group. And he said, no, I want my special account. But Farage can't just come out and say that he wants the country to be outraged at the fact he's not allowed his Elite Millionaires Club account. So he pretends to share an issue with others. For example, he and his ilk have jumped on the news that Gina Miller has been denied banking for her new political party. And there are similar stories of groups not being allowed proper, like what you might call business bank accounts, really. Like my local gaming group, that's not allowed a bank account with normal business services. They can't take electronic payments, can't get an account that does it. So it's cash only. My local Labour group also has very limited banking services. So there's absolutely a case for saying that groups should be allowed a proper business account, unless, of course, they're suspected of carrying out criminal activities with them. By the way, there already is a law that guarantees everyone a personal account. So if this is all it's for individuals so they can have banking services, we already have that law, by the way. Everyone can get a basic bank account. EU law. And we retained it. It's remarkable to hear so many Brexiteers saying, oh, this law should exist. Yeah, it already does. You spent quite a long time arguing that law should be struck off our statute books. But this pretend crusade is highly disingenuous. Lots of right-wingers saying, well, I stand with Gina Miller on this. It doesn't matter to me that she's not of our political persuasion. Absolute rubbish. How come none of them ever raised the issue of banking until Nigel Farage threw a strop? How come? How come not one of them has ever said, oh, there's people being denied banking. This is outrageous. No, until Nigel Farage lost his Millionaires Club account, they didn't give a crap. But anyway, what about this website? Farage claims he's going to set up a website to guide people through the process of carrying out a subject access request. The same procedure he used to get hold of the notes on him and his account, which informed Coots's decision to withdraw that account once his mortgage was paid off. So the idea is, if you are denied banking services, you fill this in, you send the bank a subject access request, they have to do a load of work and then send you stuff back. So why would he be doing this? Certainly not to stand up for anyone's rights. After all, the last group he pretended to stand up for were British fishermen. And look what happened to the British fishing industry now. I notice he's abandoned them the second he got what he wanted. He doesn't stand up for them anymore, does he? Now, there is a grift in this. Now, it's any number of things it could be. It's possible the website will just be set up to embellish his reputation. After all, it's just an information website. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be interactive, just needs to tell you what you need to do and then you do it. It wouldn't need to be updated unless procedures change, which might happen every few years. So it would mean very little cost and absolutely no effort on his part to set up. After all, he won't be creating the website, just attaching his name to it. But it occurs to me that would be a bit of a waste. He could use this as a campaign platform as well. Wouldn't surprise me if folded into the information, there's lots of little political arguments with clicks to, if you're interested in this, go and click on here and here and here, just folded into the useful information on the site. No doubt embellish his side of the story with Coots as well. I set up this website because of my personal tragic loss. Although expect him to mention NatWest more than Coots, I suppose, wouldn't do to keep reminding people that actually his issue is the Millionaires Club. May even be that Farage doesn't consider the website to be a major part of any strategy at all, really. After all, as everyone is entitled to basic banking services by law, And the number of people denied enhanced banking services, it's really just groups, so it's relatively few in number, and probably more likely to be able to find out how to deal with that themselves, because it'd be more people involved. I'm not sure how much interest the website itself will generate for its primary purpose, which is why it may end up being more of a campaign website than a consumer help website. It'll probably resemble those old ads from the personal injury claims solicitors, except in this case, it will be persuading people to fill out the subject access request in order to swamp customer services of various banks. I don't think I have a particular issue with that because they can afford to take on the extra staff if necessary. I'd almost think that the main purpose of the website is more the announcement of it than the realisation. Farage gets to claim that he's going to be a consumer champion, so he's back in the news. He attracts support, drums up views for his TV show, which allows him to increase the size of his platform for the next grift he wants to be involved in. That being said, we have to remember that the only reason anything has happened with this story is because the government got involved. I wonder how he will adapt to a government that's much less interested in having anything to do with him. After all, he only rose to prominence under the Conservatives. His only blip on the radar while Labour were in power was getting his arse handed to him by Tony Blair while he was an MEP. But it's a while away before we do move to a different government. In the meantime, Farage is obviously going to keep making banking-related announcements to keep him featuring the news. He'll probably think it should be relatively easy because it's summer. Political news naturally dies down a bit. That being said, I've noticed that Sunak is trying to make an issue of his new eco-enemy policies. So you'd think he'd want to starve Farage of the limelight instead of helping him out. Easiest way to do that would be not helping him make waves. Mind you, not the sharpest tool in the box is Rishi Sunak. But this website scam will absolutely be a marketing ploy. Whether it's the website itself that's the marketing ploy or just the news of it, we'll have to see. Could be both. I would certainly advise anyone who decides to check it out when it comes out of curiosity, once it's up and running, to under no circumstances submit any personal information. Because I imagine he will use it as an opportunity to troll for that as well. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, the join button for memberships. And until next time, I'll see you later.